Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Lippert Live. It is Friday, April 19th. Ladies and gentlemen, we are past mid-April already. Appreciate you all for joining us. If you're joining us in Lippert Scouts, make sure you're getting in the chat on the Lippert Communities app or getting in the comments right now at Lippert Scouts, the community on Facebook. If you're joining us from somewhere else, if you're joining us from YouTube, Lippert LinkedIn channels, Facebook, wherever you may be joining us, welcome. Feel free to get in the comments and in the chat. Emil is watching right now on YouTube. Good morning, Emil. Travis is watching right now on Facebook. Good morning to everybody. One note right here, you'll notice Facebook user. If you are currently watching on Facebook and when you comment, you would like your name and profile photo to be shown, make sure you head to StreamYard.com/Facebook. That's StreamYard.com/Facebook, and you will be able to allow Facebook to share your profile photo and your name. It doesn't allow anything else. Just make sure that we can see your profile photo and name here in the chat. So I want to thank everyone for checking us out today. We got some Scouts highlights to get to, some upcoming events that Lippert is going to be a part of, and as always, your comments in the chat room we are going to make mention of. I want to thank Michael and Larry and Steve and Doug and Don and Dawn and Danette, Grace, Jim, everyone watching currently and chatting along with your fellow campers and RVers. Greg is in the chat right now. We're going to see a post from them later today when we go through our Scouts highlights. So welcome, everybody. And later on today, I want you to stay tuned to the end. Monday is Earth Day. If you are unaware, Monday is Earth Day. Lippert's getting ready for Volunteer Week. A lot happening within the next week in the area of volunteering and making sure that not only your home community, but the communities that you travel to are kept up, are looking great. So not only you can experience the wonders of that community, but others can when they travel in as well. Kimberly, hello, watching live right now in the chat on Lippert Communities. Lippert Communities is a free app available on iOS and Android. You can join in with fellow Lippert Scouts, members of our 20,000 plus RVer community that is helping give feedback and share your experiences with Lippert so we know what's going on in the RV community to better serve you. Watching on Facebook right now, Felicia is watching. Hello. The Campaholics watching currently right now. We are at the Grand Design Southern California rally, repping Lippert. The Campaholics, if you are unfamiliar with Mike and Missy, make sure you're giving them a follow if you want to have all things RV rally. If maybe you're new to RVing and are not quite sure what an RV rally is, or just want to find more community within the RVing space, check out those folks online who are sharing the RV community at these rallies like the Campaholics. They are traveling all over the country, going to rallies all over the place. Derek watching on Facebook, Rob Demand. Well, thank you. That is me. I am Rob, if you are unfamiliar. I want to thank Mickey is watching, Deanna in the Scouts chat as well. So thank you all for joining us on this lovely Friday morning. Hopefully it is lovely where you are. Every day when we wake up is lovely, is it not? Let's get into some of the things that have been happening around like I said, it is April 19th. Lippert Communities is free to download, and you can join in the conversation. Finding Our Someday is watching right now in the chat. Good morning to you and your family. Good morning wherever you may be coming from. Some of the things that are happening right now, if you are online right now shopping for maybe a new awning, it's spring, it's summer coming up. If you're shopping for a new awning for your home, yes, Lippert makes awnings for RVs, but coming this summer, Furrion Lumina, the solar-powered retractable awning, is coming, and there's information right now. If you go to Furrion.com, this is a new product that is coming this summer. You can sign up, but not only that, maybe you need to check out awning options. Check out the Furrion awning, but if you do sign up for an install right now, we are offering a free outdoor Furrion TV. So a free outdoor Furrion TV if you sign up for the new Lumina retractable awning that is available on Furrion.com right now. So make sure you are checking that out. Let's see. Yeah, and if you are finding our someday in the chat mentions that if you are getting a new awning for your RV, for your camper, make sure you check out the Solera sunshades too, because the shades are great, especially if you're camping for long periods of time in one location. Just want to keep kind of the sun and glare out of your front area, your camping site. The Solera sunshades are amazing as well, so check those out. Tiffin goes, or we're talking about the Tiffin Rally. Lippert is attending a lot of RV rallies and gatherings this spring and summer. And one of our teammates, Sean, is headed out there right now, along with some of our techs and service folks, are heading to Auburndale, Florida, Camp Margaritaville, starting on Monday. A Tiffin motorhome rally. Lippert will be there to answer questions, to check out things that you may need addressed on your unit. So if you are headed to the Auburndale area Tiffin Rally, make sure you are stopping by and saying hi to Teresa and Sean and all the folks who are going to be present. I believe we're going to also have a Lippert Technical Institute trainer there to go over some of the things on Lippert products and help train some folks. So we are going to the Tiffin Rally in Auburndale coming up in just a couple of days, happening on Monday. Speaking of areas you can meet up with fellow campers, if you join the Lippert Scouts community, which is our RVer community, you will be able to see some RV-led, some Scout-led meetups are happening throughout the spring and summer. These are some of the ones right now that are set in stone. We got information up on the events tab. You can find us on Facebook, search Lippert Scouts or the Lippert Communities app. Some great folks putting on some great meetups. Jill, Joe, the Cooks up in Michigan. Steve is putting on an incredible events. The second year they've been doing it up in Michigan. Great turnout the first year. Hope for even more this year coming up the 5th through the 9th of June. Again, more information inside the Lippert Scouts community. In the chat, so many great events to connect with others. Absolutely. So many great events happening right now. If you're on, make sure, you're checking out those Furrion accessories, because if you think all there is on the Furrion or Lippert website is RV related, you might be surprised with some of the other things that are happening. Michael is watching on Facebook right now. And definitely appreciate all of not only the scouts who are opening up their local communities for campers to come on in with your fellow Lippert Scouts and fellow RVers. But appreciations to a lot of the ambassadors that are working with us to spread not only the Lippert message, but basically spread the message of camping and what the companies overall are doing to try and better the experience. Not just Lippert, a lot of great companies out there, a lot of manufacturers who are just trying to make sure that the experience is better for all. We got Pat from Lippert Plant 39B watching right now. Some of the Lippert plants catching on to what you Lippert Scouts have been seeing for the last year or so. Checking out all things Lippert Live. We're appreciative. Let's see, hoping to do a scout meetup in Alaska. One of the things that I was hearing when I was attending a lot of events last year is more and more folks are looking at opportunities to camp in Alaska or Baja, California, like going West Coast, going south, going along Baja and the ocean front. I mean, incredible camping events and opportunities await you depending on where you want to travel to. So check out some of these events that are happening. And as always, let us know. Let us know some of the places, maybe some of the unique places that you may be heading to. You can head us in the comments there, and of course on Lippert Scouts. Bob is in the chat saying, really looking forward to hanging out with Scouts at Camping with the Cooks up in Michigan. So that is incredible. Let's see. So many people in the chat. So I really appreciate you guys joining us today. What else do we have coming up? So Lippert at rallies, new products. What about things for you RV owners that you want to make maybe a little bit more, you want to be knowledgeable more on your Lippert products? Maybe you want to have the summer ready to go. You've taken the winter off and now you're ready to get back at camping. You just need a little bit more familiarity with your products. Or maybe you've just always been dying to ask trainers and tech instructors one or two important questions, and now is your time to do it. Well, if you are in the Pacific Northwest, in Eugene, Oregon, coming June 18th, RV Owner School is headed to Eugene. This is a one-day session on June 18th. It's an all-day. You get lunch. You get your certificate once you complete the class. You get Q&As with all the trainers. You get hands-on product knowledge from Lippert products, from the Lippert techs. Head to the link that you see on your screen. It's lci.ink/RVOS 2024. If you search RV owner training, you can head to the training websites through Lippert as well, or just go to lippert.com, click support. You'll have all the information for your live training in Eugene, Oregon, as well as webinars that we have available. We have a ton of webinars available that you can watch at your leisure for all things Lippert products. But RV Owner School is headed to Eugene, Oregon. Now, coming this Tuesday as part of the Flipping Nomad Tour in collaboration with Harvest Host, Girl Camper, and Progressive, Courtney Armstrong of the Flipping Nomad is headed to RV Owner School in San Antonio, Texas. That is coming up this Tuesday in San Antonio. So I'm excited for those who have signed up. I believe there's so limited time right now. If you still want to sign up, or at least head to the information at lippert.com for the future dates that might be available, whether it's here in the Indiana area or all across the country, because we're going to a few places, still a few more places to go this year for RV Owner School. These are the dates for RV Owner School coming up in Mishawaka, Indiana. So northern Indiana, a lot of these correspond to some of the bigger RV gatherings and rallies that are happening. So if you are attending an RV rally this summer, make sure you're checking out lippert.com for the dates of RV Owner School. Such a great route. Can't wait to see more of the tour. Really excited. Really excited. Denise is watching from our customer care center. Hello, Denise. If you are out there and have ever called the Lippert Customer Care Center, possible that you've spoken with Denise. And watching on YouTube, Seth, the Ultimate Fusion will fit right in Texas. Check out, if you do a search for the Flipping Nomad, you can find the Flipping Nomad on all the socials. Head to harvesthost.com because there's information on not only the Flipping Nomad tour, but all the different spots and stops that she is making, and some cool Harvest Host opportunities if you wanted to camp nearby some of these tour stops. So super cool to see that as well. Checking in with the chat, Steve Cook in the chat. We are excited to have everyone at the event. See you all soon. Ty is in the chat. Earl, Jill, welcome. Grace and Bob. Like I said, if you are watching currently on no matter the platform, get in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from and what is on your top of mind list as we head in. So welcome to the new Scouts. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Lippert Scouts is Lippert's online RVer community. These are real full-time, part-time, weekend campers. Maybe you camp once a year. Maybe you haven't camped in a few years, but you got that camper sitting there and you just want to know what you should be able to be doing with it. All types of campers, all types of locations. Check out the Lippert Scouts community. It is free. There's no obligation to post anything in there. Maybe you just want to lurk and see what all the fuss is about. Head out to Lippert Scouts right now on Facebook. You can search Lippert Scouts. It'll take you right there. Or download the Lippert Communities app, or online, lippert.com/communities. In fact, I think, Felicia gave this link out right there. Lippert.com/communities will take you there, get you all the information you need to. Ask your questions, post about your experiences, share the knowledge that maybe you have, or if you have questions about RV Owner School and want to hear it from some folks who have gone to RV Owner School, you can check that out as well on Lippert Communities. So I appreciate all of you joining us. Earl says in the chat, we head back out on the road in a couple of weeks, headed towards Minnesota. It's beautiful up here in the north when it starts warming up, as it's doing right now in late April, even though I believe we're taking a little bit of a dip today, unfortunately. But speaking of warm, Esmeralda and Renee Garcia, some longtime Lippert Scouts. We've had the pleasure of seeing them at things like RV Owner School in the past. Not RV Owner School, but RV Super Show in Tampa, I believe we saw them, and many other places as well. But the Garcias are in Texas, and they were at the DFW RV party last week and got a chance firsthand to see the ranch hand truck on display. They say this ranch hand truck at the DFW RV party is beautiful. So yeah, that was one of the events that we were at next week. You could check out a future list of events by checking out our events calendar in Lippert Scouts and see where we might be next. Lots of different locations coming up in the future. I also want to point out something. So when we talk about getting feedback in the RV community, if you were to call into Lippert Customer Care with a question, that question might be answered for you, but it's a one-off situation, right? If another person calls in, they might get that question answered. But what Lippert is really wanting to do is try to basically get information to more folks all at one time instead of one by one, and also get information on the RV experience, because Lippert employees might be making products, Lippert designers might be designing products, but not all the time are we out there at the campsite and really going to see that real world usage, real world need. So make sure you are checking out Lippert Scouts so you can participate in feedback opportunities. In fact, one new opportunity just went up this week, feedback on awnings. So awnings right now, hot topic as the sun is about to be beating down on us more and more this spring and summer. You can head right now to the Lippert Communities app, go right where this arrow is pointing to the feedback opportunities button, and check out that survey on awnings. We've had quite a few folks already complete that and comment that they've completed it. So I appreciate you guys for checking out that and giving us that feedback, which we need. The only way we can make sure we're getting the right things done for RVers out there is by hearing from RVers, whether there's pain points that we still need to address, whether there's good things that are happening right now that we got to make sure we continue and maybe expand. And plus, we want to be able to help you guys share knowledge. This is not an RV group that's based on one particular model or one particular location. It's really for RVers for all. So we appreciate all the feedback. Right now, one of the top questions, posted this yesterday: what is your top camping priority? A lot of folks just starting to get their journey started, whether it's a long-time summer trip, whether you're just going out this weekend because the weather's getting nicer. Let us know in Scouts, what is your top camping priority right now? The biggest topic on your mind. We've had lots of comments so far, ranging from all different things. I think one of the common themes is my camping priority is getting to the site and enjoying it. So that's a big one that we've been seeing. And then, of course, hey, how do you need to get ready for that experience? How can Lippert help you? How can your fellow campers help you get ready for that experience? Lots of different questions in there. In fact, this week, Greg and Tammy Cash posted about using their awnings for the first time and everything went great, but then the next time didn't quite go great. How do we make sure within the Scout community that we are getting information to those folks, and that Lippert, we are hearing that information. We want to make sure that we are hearing, hey, where are those troubles? And maybe is it not super easy to find the information? How can we make it easier to find information for self-service on something like that? And of course, if you ever have questions about your RVing adventures regarding a Lippert product, be sure to give us a call or an email. The Lippert Customer Care Center is here, open for you to help you out right now. Lonnie in the chat, good morning. Ty and Earl in the chat, good morning. Welcome to everybody. Like I mentioned when we started this show, Monday is Earth Day. Serve. If you are wanting to do more in your community in the way of volunteering, make sure you are heading to servewithpurpose.com, and you can help volunteer in those communities like many of the folks that you see on screen have done in the past as well. Head to Serve with Purpose for upcoming service opportunities that you can partake in your camping community. But also, it's Earth Day, it's Volunteer Week. Lippert team members next week will be taking part in activities to better our community. We'll bring you some of those highlights next week on Lippert Live and within Lippert Scouts. But you can participate wherever you may be, and very important that you do so. So be sure to check it out. There's going to be some pack outs that are going on. You see a photo here of one of the more recent Serve pack outs, basically getting in there and helping communities, helping. We had folks last week that were signing cards for hospitalized kids, just bringing a brighter moment to someone's life out there through the power of RV community. Monday is Earth Day. I wanted to share, as I teased a little bit earlier in this broadcast, I wanted to share a story that was originally shared in the Lippert Serve Facebook community. So if you want more information, head to servewithpurpose.com or search Serve, that's S-E-R-V, Serve on Facebook, and you can be a part of the free community with Serve as well. But wanted to highlight Gwendolyn and Brittan Call, who shared a story on that live stream about why volunteering is important, but also why just picking up at your campsite is important. Serve has going on right now. It's still April. We got about 11 days left of April. The monthly challenge for Serve this month was picking up at the campsite. Simple trash cleanup, right? And why a simple thing like trash cleanup and picking up after your campsite, or maybe just giving it a second look and thinking a little bit deeper about picking up after your campsite, can sometimes be literally the difference between life and death. for our pet friends, for someone out there. So making sure that we are cleaning up after ourselves is important. And as we head into Volunteer Week, I wanted to share on this edition of Lippert Live what Gwendolyn and Brittan Call shared with our host, Christina Conlon of Paws for Love, and Michaela Grimes, who is a leader within Lippert and very, very important and big player in the fact of keeping Serve with Purpose going strong and growing as it is. So Michaela and Christina had the calls on. I want to share their story here on Lippert Live about this current challenge and why it's important to serve your RVing communities. So let's share that right now.
Now, we do have two special guests with us today, which is so much fun. Call family, I will let you guys introduce yourselves.
Hi, I am so excited to be here. I'm Gwendolyn, and this is Brittan. And we're a family of 5 with 3 crazy fur puppies and 3 crazy children. Yeah. So I don't know who's more crazy, us or them. And we're going into our 3rd year of full-time RV life. And to your point, Christina, we just love it. It's opened up a lot for us just as a family and just being able to give back to the community and see the U.S. It's been awesome.
So you've got 3 kiddos, puppies. I mean, you are a traveling family. When you guys think about your intention behind RVing and why you made this decision, like, what do you guys keep coming back to? Like, what's your why behind traveling?
So there was a couple things. I think, we were in the midst of like coming out of COVID, which I don't know about everyone on here, but that felt like a different lifetime in one way. And, we both lost our parents a couple years ago. And that was a big pivotal changing point for us, where we just felt like if we were older parents, we did a lot of school and a lot of travel and had kids later. And we kept coming back to, if we wait until our kids are maybe out of the house at 20, we're going to be the same age as, unfortunately, when we both lost our parents a couple years ago. And one afternoon, and this is not a lie, we actually talk about this, I looked at Brittan and just said, I'm done. The joke is, I think he thought I was asking for a divorce.
You're done with what? Me? And she's like, no,
just the house. I was done. And we were inspired by some other families that we were really close with who full-time RV. And we took a leap of faith. Our house was sold in a couple of weeks. Like many people who we've met, we both have always worked remote. The last 20 years, we were already homeschooling. And really the one word that came back to us both is just time, having time together as a family, as parents, to be with our animals, to see our friends. And throughout the last 3 years, I think that's the one thing that we both feel most grateful for, because let's face it, there's a lot of ups and downs in RV life. But the one thing that we both feel, I believe, the most grateful for is just the time.
Mm-hmm. You can never get it back. I think that's what we all realize. There's so many people that wait. And it's so interesting because you get into this lifestyle and you start meeting tons of retired couples. And you hear so many times, like, my parents waited and I lost a parent right after they retired and they never got to live their dream of traveling. So I think it's so interesting when you meet an RVer. We can come from all walks of life, have such different backgrounds, but we have one common denominator at a minimum. And it's always that, like, we all were crazy enough to do something so wild, but that changes us to our core. And I get emotional talking about that because it's like the most wild thing, and you just don't get it until you've lived it. And then once you lived it, you're like addicted. You're like, what else can I do?
One of the things we love to share with our followers really is, like, it's not all picture perfect. And I know when we started, I would have loved to have met other families that were like, okay, here's a picture, but like, here's really what our RV looks like when we're homeschooling. Because I think sometimes you feel like, holy crap, how do they have it all together?
We don't.
So we don't. So
none of us do.
No, it's a lot. I mean, you're in 400 square feet. Come on. Like, it's pretty impossible.
The reason that we have the calls on this live with us today is because they have a really, really emotional story. One that I think is going to hit really close to home for all of us. So I will let you, Gwendolyn and Brittan, kick it off and just share a little bit about why this monthly challenge means so much to you guys, and how we can really work to make a difference moving forward.
Okay. So we're going to try to keep it together on this one. We were already all teary-eyed before the call. So we were, I would say, kind of like in the height of RVing, feeling really awesome. It was our first trip out west. Everything was going perfect. And we noticed that our dog, who was just 1.5, started to not eat. And he started to vomit and go to the bathroom. And originally we just thought, well, that kind of stinks. You know, he's not feeling good. And about 2 days later, we were scrambling to find a vet. And nobody could see us. Of course, it was on a Friday afternoon. We're in Rocky Mount National Park. And if anyone's been out that way, we were about 2 hours to Denver.
We were on the other side.
On the other side. And, you know, we took him to the vet and they said, yeah, we think he's eaten something. And we're not sure, it doesn't look right, but we can't do it here. We're going to have to find somebody. So I tell you this backstory because it's all these logistics of, unfortunately, when you do full-time RV, you're not just in a town where you can find a vet that you're going to. And we took him to a vet. We later found out that he had eaten some trash that had been left at a campsite. We know exactly where we were, unfortunately, because when we arrived there, we started picking up trash that had been left at our campsite. So we were able to figure out where it was. We did spend an obscene amount of money to try to save him. And we later found out that what he had eaten was a small battery that had been left in a kid's toy. So it had sat in him for 3 weeks, and he just didn't make it. You know, the vets, you know, I don't think that they can say to you, you know, we can't do anything, but they were like, we really can't at this point. Sorry.
It's okay. So yeah, we had to make that ultimate decision and let him go, all because, and I think that's why this specific initiative is so important to us, is that it could have been prevented if we just make sure that the places we visit, the RV sites that we go, are picked up before we leave. Because, you know, it was like 87% of RVers have dogs. So, you know, this could have been preventable.
Yeah, it's hard to talk about. I get super emotional. I think a lot of it, Christine and I were talking about, is, you know, you get kind of angry. And I'm sure everyone on here can attest to this. We're at one of the prettiest RV resorts here, and we did a trash cleanup. And to Michaela's point, we found, I don't know, probably a 5-foot fire hydrant.
There was a fire extinguisher just discarded in the
huge liquor bottles. It was insanity out in the woods. But yeah, it's emotional because I think it was super preventable. We find chicken wings and fireplaces, just things that unfortunately any dog could quickly grab without you knowing.
Discarded Hershey bars for s'mores.
Just crazy.
Chocolate is not good for dogs. So
yeah, so we feel honored to be here. After that happened, our kids, really it was our kids who really kicked into gear, and they kept saying, like, there's trash, we have to pick it up because someone else's dog could die. And it was really encouraging as parents to see how our kids took such initiative in this. And so everywhere we go, we pick up trash, and we'll always put it on Facebook or Instagram. And then people will say, well, how are you doing that? And we're like, we're just grabbing a trash bag. So when we met you guys to be able to partner and have such an awesome initiative and have a larger footprint and voice, because I think everyone on here or anyone who watches this can relate that it's just a heartbreaking story. And so easy to pick up trash. I mean, and you can make it fun. You know, you, like Michaela said, like, make a game out of it, or with kids. I know our kids are always jazzed to go and pick up.
Yep.
I know we talked about this right before we got on the live, but I can't imagine. I think every single person, we've had some people commenting, but no one can imagine that feeling, or those feelings of anger and hurt and just pure heartbreak that you guys have experienced. And like, I literally can't even wrap my head around a moment like that, and the logistics of trying to get him to a vet and get him into a place that could help him, and then being told that, I can truly probably speak for every single person when I just say, like, we love you guys, and I just wish I could give you the biggest hug, because so many of us have pets, whether we travel with dogs or cats. Like, we have these amazing animals that we get to experience traveling the country with, and to go through that is like, I literally can't even wrap my head around it. And I'm so sorry that you guys experienced that, especially with your kiddos. Mm-hmm. I want to show a picture of Quincy because this month we are honoring him and really dedicating this month to the sweet face. I mean, you guys, is he the most beautiful puppy or what? So we want to make sure to honor him this month. So while you guys are out and picking up trash and you're getting involved with your kids and your communities, I want you to think of the calls, and I want you to, one, like, pray for their continued healing, because this is something, if anybody has lost a pet, you know that they leave a massive hole in your heart. I don't really know if we ever recover from that loss, but I think this is something that makes it so relatable to all of us. So really take the time to clean up after yourselves. If the wind catches something when you're out having a picnic, really just think of the repercussions that stuff can have. So at the end, when you guys are getting ready to leave, a simple way that you can make sure that you've done what you need to is make that the last thing that you do before you pull out of your RV site. Like, put the kids in the truck, put the pups away, and do one quick sweep. I think that can help significantly. So yeah, when you guys are out picking up, hashtag clean up for Quincy. And we want to make sure to just really love the calls in this and make sure that they know that this was something that really impacted you guys, that's going to be able to bring really good out of a really tough situation.
All right. I want to thank the calls for sharing their story with the Lippert Serve Facebook. And we wanted to make sure that we got that out, because it may seem like a simple thing, cleaning up your campsite, but it can have really big consequences. So check out Serve with Purpose for more information. As always, check out Lippert Scouts free community, share your knowledge, share feedback with Lippert. And I challenge you to go post something RV related, whether it's an upcoming camping trip, whether it's something you learned on a recent camping trip, whether there's a question that you have that you just haven't found that right answer to. Maybe you want to have a little bit more information about where you can find some answers in the future. So head to Lippert Scouts. If you're in this chat right now, post something this week about a recent RV experience. I challenge everyone to go out there and do that. And we'll see everyone next week, 11 a.m. Eastern time on Friday morning for Lippert Live. Have a great weekend, everybody.